Welcome back to another edition of TCM Graduate TV. I'm Kenton Sevcik, registered acupuncturist. This is episode 94, and this is the big, bad, heavy hitter review for the entire urinary bladder channel. On my heavy hitter list, I use 47 acupuncture points out of the total 67. So we've got a lot to review today. Let's start with urinary bladder 1. Typically, I will use UB2 first. For any eye concern. And what I like to do is needle UB2 and direct it very gently and carefully, and I'll pinch the skin just like we do for extra head, neck, 3 yin tong to get a little bit of extra skin. I like to pinch the skin and go down towards where UB1 will enter. Now I'm very comfortable with using UB1, and you know my shtick. If you're not comfortable using UB1, make sure you find somebody and ask them. Tell them, I want to be the best acupuncturist that I can be. I want to learn how to use UB1. So UB1 using it, UB2 definitely using it, more so again than UB1. It is my go-to before UB1. UB3, 4, 5, 6, not so much. UB7 is definitely a heavy hitter for a couple of reasons. Number one is that it helps clear the nasal passages. The other thing is it can help with giddiness. So in some regards, it has an ability to calm the shin. UB8, 9, not so much using them. UB10, definitely using it. So any neck concerns, typically I will needle GB20 first for wind and for any whiplash, neck pain, etc., headache. UB10 is my next neck helper. Then I like to use Do16, and then I'll even add in GB12. So that's a lot of needles. So in the middle, Do16, UB10, GB20, GB12. Really good combination for whiplash, headache, any problems with the neck. And I will always start off with the volume turned down. And what I mean by that is I will start with just GB20, and then I will slowly add in other acupuncture points if the patient has a positive reaction, or if they haven't had the result that I'd like, but they haven't had an adverse reaction like I've caused them too much discomfort in the area. So UB10, UB11, definitely using it. Of course, this is influential of bone. This is also a great acupuncture point to needle for any neck pain. So of course, when we're building acupuncture point prescriptions, where's the problem? What's next to the problem? What's the problem? Who can help? So this is definitely what is next to the problem in terms of neck problems. So influential of bone, of course, if we are treating any bone B, then UB11 is going to be a big helper. UB12 is one of the 4 wind acupuncture points. And GB20, because it's on the gallbladder channel, is a very good internal and external wind. GB31 is very good for internal wind. UB12 is good for external wind, and Do16 is the other wind acupuncture point, and that one is quite good for external wind as well. So I'm going to erase this, and we're going to keep on trucking. We're going to get into the back shoe. All right, so UB13, definitely a heavy hitter. Of course, this is the back shoe of the lung. Any lung problem, we can use UB13. Of course, I love cupping over UB12 and 13, catching both of them, oftentimes bringing blisters to the surface and relieving the discomfort of fluid on the lungs. Really, really great acupuncture point. UB14, of course, so back shoe of the pericardium helps calm the shen. Very good acupuncture point again. UB15. Back shoe of heart, again, very good to calm the shen and any physical heart problems as well. UB16, not really using it a whole heck of a lot in the clinic. We need to know that it's there for any pain. UB17, definitely a heavy hitter. So of course this one is influential of blood. So we can break up blood stasis, we can cool the blood, and we can nourish the blood. Also, this is important to note that it's a diaphragm acupuncture point. We're almost the back shoe of the diaphragm. So this would be very good for example, hiccups. Anything where we think that the diaphragm is being affected. UB18, of course, back shoe of the liver, very important acupuncture point. We can soothe liver qi, nourish liver blood. Of course, anything to do with the liver is we can use this acupuncture point for. UB19. Back shoe of the gallbladder. Again, any gallbladder concerns, timidity, those sorts of things, or whether we even think that there might be damp heat in the gallbladder, this would be a great acupuncture point to augment our treatment. Going to erase this and we're going to continue on with back shoe of spleen and stomach. All right, so UB20. A very good acupuncture point to help tonify the spleen. And of course, UB21, 2021, they're right next to each other. Spleen, stomach, any stomach problems. UB22, very important acupuncture point, heavy hitter in my clinic. The back shoe transporting point of the triple warmer. In this case, I like to think of the triple warmer being above the kidneys. It's a very good acupuncture point to help tonify yang. Of course, we can use it a little bit for draining damp, but there's another acupuncture point that is on the UB channel that I find is better for that, and we're gonna get to that. So UB23, whoo, big one, back shoe of the kidney. Of course, we can tonify kidney qi, yin, yang, those sorts of things with this acupuncture point. I love to add do for UB52 in with this acupuncture point if need be to help augment that kidney treatment that I'm trying to give to my patient. UB24, heavy hitter. This is very good. I commonly use this for back pain as well as UB23 through to 26. But it's important to note that this acupuncture point is pretty much the equivalent of like a Ren 6 of the back. So it's kind of the chi high of the back. So if you want to use Ren 6, but you can't because your patient is laying face down on your table, this is a very good acupuncture point to use. Of course, UB25, the back shoe of the large intestine. This is a very good acupuncture point to help move stool. Oftentimes patients will have some sort of back pain or even some bloating and discomfort in the front. I will needle this acupuncture point and they defecate and they feel a heck of a lot better. We're going to finish out this grease board with UB26. So this is like the back shoe of the entire spine, or back shoe of the back. Of course, we have these transitions. We go from cervical to thoracic to lumbar to sacral. And it's within these transitions that we typically have problems with our back as we get older, or if we lift something improperly, etc. So UB26 is a huge staple in my clinic. It helps with that L5S1 sciatic nerve. It helps with lower back pain. And of course, it's like the back shoe of the spine. It's the foundation of the spine. A very important acupuncture point, very important heavy hitter in my clinic. Erase this, we'll keep on trucking. All right, UB27. Very good neighboring sacral pain. Of course, it's the back shoe of small intestine. Small intestine is kind of an interesting organ. It helps with fluids a little bit in Chinese medicine, so we can think of it in that regard. And of course, it's right next to UB28, the back shoe of the urinary bladder. Any UB concerns, whether you think that the patient is damp heat, damp cold, maybe retention of urine, incontinence of urine, very good acupuncture point. UB29, another important acupuncture point, including UB30. This is very good again for sacral pain. And then, of course, UB 31, 32, 33, 34. These are known as the Baliao, the 8 holes, all very good for sacral pain. But we have to take note of a special one. That one next to UB 28. And this is very good for any bladder concerns and especially used for any menstrual concerns, especially dysmenorrhea. Going to erase this and we'll keep on going. Of course, UB36. This is good for any sit bone pain. Or any sciatica that seems to be traveling down the UB channel instead of the gallbladder channel. Of course, UB37, similar, sciatica and hamstring. UB38, not using it a whole heck of a lot in the clinic. And I just mentioned a couple erases ago that there was a great acupuncture point that I find is better for draining damp on the urinary bladder channel. And of course, that is UB39. Which is the lower He point for the triple warmer. It's also good for knee pain, but an even better one for knee pain is the neighbor, UB40. And of course, this is a key or command point for the low back. So if we're working in the low back region and we've got needles in there and we want to augment our treatment, this is a very good key or command point to augment our treatment to help get better results. And it does this through mirroring from channel to channel pair. So the knee area represents the middle of us. And of course, the UB channel is treating the UB channel itself. Going to erase this, we're going to start fresh and get into the outer back shu acupuncture points. All right. So of course, we can use UB41 for pain. But what I really want to get into is using UB42. Remember, when we want to get to the outer back shu acupuncture points, what we can do is we can take something like UB13, back shu of the lung. We can add 29, and that gets us to our outer back shu acupuncture point number. So of course I just gave it away. So UB42 is the outer back shu of lung. This is very good to treat the Po or the corporeal soul. And it also helps patients turn inward and be more comfortable in the skin that they're in. UB43, very important acupuncture point. Of course, if we subtract 29, we will remember that this is the outer back shu of the pericardium. This one's very good for taxation. And it helps treat the heart, the lungs, the spleen, the stomach, the kidneys. And of course, it helps treat the Gaohong. The Gaohong is this fatty membrane tissue, of course, the pericardium itself enveloping the heart, but there's this idea that the fatty tissue can have disease lodged into it. So this is why it's such a great acupuncture point. It's almost one of those things that you can, if your patient's not responding to treatment, or they just feel, you feel that they're really taxed, they've been burning the candle at both ends, they are staring at screens a lot, they might have some sort of burnout from computer work, etc. Really great acupuncture point. UB44, the outer back shu of the heart. Now I should mention, in strict TCM fashion, if you will, the outer acupuncture points clear heat from that organ. So we could even use UB42 to clear heat from the lung. And UB44 can do the same. So clear heat and or fire, if you will. And this is another great acupuncture point to, of course, calm the shen. UB45, of course, would be outer back shu of 16, not really using it. Not really using 17, outer back shu. Of course, definitely using UB47. So this is the outer back shu of liver. Of course, we can clear heat from the liver. The most important reason that I'm using this in the clinic and why it's a heavy hitter is similar to UB42. So UB42 taps into the Po. This one's going to tap into the Hun. This is your ethereal soul. Of course, your Po, which is housed in the lungs, comes into us when we take our first breath on the other side of coming out of the womb. So we take a breath and we are animated and we are able to move around. And when we die, it goes out the Po gate, it goes out the anus, and we are no longer able to move our bodies. Whereas the ethereal soul was before us and it will merge with the dust when we die. It'll go play in the stars is kind of the poem, if you will, for that. So this acupuncture point is very good for vision and planning. Very good acupuncture point. Going to erase this and we will continue with some more outer back shoes. So outer back shoe of gallbladder, not really using it on a regular basis as a heavy hitter. Definitely going to use UB49. UB20 plus 29 gets us UB49. So this is the outer back shoe of spleen. Of course, housed in here is the E or the intention. This is a very good acupuncture point for toilet brain, same thoughts swimming around in the head, so brooding, rumination, those sorts of things. UB50 can use his outer back shoe of stomach, can take a little bit of heat out of the stomach. Again, we need to know it's there. It's definitely an honorable mention. So we've got 50, 51, not really using it, definitely using UB52. Outer back shoe of kidney. This is where the J or the will is. Drive. Tonify essence. Very, very important acupuncture point. Like I mentioned before, usually adding UB23 and a DO4 into the mix. UB53, very good acupuncture point. Often using it for sciatica, SI joint pain, those sorts of things. It's also another one that can help a little bit with hip pain that might be around the corner, such as a hip bursitis. UB54, not so much. 55, 56, not so much. UB57, definitely. Of course, this is very good for calf pain. But it's also very good for hemorrhoids. Erase this one last time, and we're going to close out the big bad heavy hitter review on the Urinary Bladder channel. All right, another honorable mention is UB58. Sometimes I need to use UB58 to help a little bit with some calf pain. UB59 is another kind of honorable mention. And I'll put it up here because we haven't really talked about Achilles tendon stuff, so it's a good one for that. UB60. This is one of the 6 contraindicated acupuncture points, so we can use it to induce labor. And it's also used to pull excess heat, pain, etc. from the head and neck down. Very good acupuncture point for neck pain. UB61, not really using it. UB62, definitely using it. This acupuncture point is confluent with Yang Chow. So in order to use it, we need to add SI3. This is a very good acupuncture point that I often combine with GB40 for an ankle sprain strain. It's also used for daytime seizures. UB63, not so much. UB64 I like to use for foot pain. $65, not so much. $66, UB67. Great acupuncture point. Of course, it helps turn malposition of fetus with Moxa. And it's one of the 6 contraindicated acupuncture points, so we can use it to induce labor. Last but not least, it's very good for retention of placenta. There you have it. There you have it, the Big Bad Heavy Hitter review. 47 of the 67 acupuncture points that I use, that I deem heavy hitters. Thank you so much. So we did lung, large intestine, stomach, spleen, heart, smell, intestine, UB. That means we're on to the kidney channel next. Just want to remind you that safety is king, bedside matters king, and results are king in that order. Thanks for watching this video.